here we go, back again with another video here. Today, we are going to be replacing the drive shaft on this FS91. I also do the carburetor and whatnot, but I don't show it in this video. I'm just doing the drive shaft on this. Very easy to do, very easy to install, but take the air filter cover off, and take the shroud off as usual. I do this with almost every machine, just to inspect further, get an idea of what I'm working with. And so loosen the control screws. There's two screws that clamp it onto the drive tube there, and just loosen those bad boys, and then you can slide the whole assembly off. This one's kind of wedged on there. It's like it was maybe getting heated up and expand the drive tube, so this engine and control are kind of sticking onto this, but a little bit of elbow grease, it can work that thing off of there. So that's what I'm doing here in this clip, and going to be replacing the drive shaft. So this is a pretty common problem, especially for people who are running their line really long and without the guard on it, and just putting excessive load on it. And this is a common issue. So I'll show you here in a second. The end of the drive shaft is supposed to be square, and you can see it's literally rounded off. So camera didn't focus there, but it's supposed to be square, so it'll slide into the drum and kind of lock into place. Remove that old one, throw it away. Grab your new one and slide that bad boy in. You don't have to grease it too much. These don't rely too much on grease. It's got a plastic liner in there, but I like to put a little gearbox grease on it, and use the Echo grease for almost everything. It's good stuff, and it'll last a long time. So throw some grease on that drive shaft before you slide it into the drive tube there, and that's what I'm doing here. So I just kind of grease the whole shaft and work its way in there, and make sure that you slide it into the other end, because it has to go into the female end on the trimmer line side. So make sure when you push this all the way in that it does indeed go into the drive head, whether that's a weed eater head or an edger head, doesn't matter, head trimmer. And you'll know when it'll stop, and it kind of twist it a little bit, and it'll just slide right in. So that much of the drive shaft should be sticking out on the engine side, as you can see there. And then put the control back on there, and then slide your engine on there. So the engine fan housing, you just have to loosen that fastener, and the engine will kind of slide right on. You'll see that there's like a little ring, like right where the fan housing is. You want to slide it up to that ring, because that's where the engine originally was. So keep that in mind. I like to put it straight up and down and make sure that it slides into place, because if not, the head won't spin if you don't slide the drive shaft all the way in. So there's a little circle right there, a little hole in that drive tube that you can see. So it's usually about a finger's width on that, in between that little hole and the fan housing. So I tighten the fan housing screw and the two control screws. And
hey, you gotta turn up the RPM. That's too low.
We're gonna throw the. Sorry, I'm hoping
the RPMs are too low.
So you're gonna put the fan cover back on, or the engine shroud back on. Excuse me. 3 screws, 1 screw in the back, 2 screws in the front that go through the fan housing and into the shroud, like so. And you can see that the air filter is fuel soaked. You kind of see at the bottom of the screen. And you end up replacing this carburetor on this machine. So the carburetor was leaking. So I will be replacing that. And I think I actually already did it off camera. Put the air filter cover back on there, and that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to put some gas in this thing and fire this thing up, and actually replace the fuel filter as well, because I just did the carburetor. So As you can see, that fuel filter is supposed to be orange and is the white, so that usually means that it's an old fuel filter. And this customer doesn't really service his equipment, so, and you can see that's the outcome he's going to get. I did warranty that drive shaft because Steel will warranty those. It kind of helps the cost, so the customer pays for the carburetor and all the labor for that, and then I'll warranty a drive shaft for him. It's a wear item, but Steel works with me on that, so they'll make the money off the parts that we're ordering anyway, so they'll go ahead and cover a little bit of parts and labor. So we're good on that. And there you go. I prime the thing up, put her in choke, and let her rip. But again, very easy install, very common, and that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching.